boom, there it is. It's the DrunkDeer. So this is a Hall Effect magnetic switch keyboard by DrunkDeer. I got the A75. It's the white version, white keycaps with the blue and red enter and shift. So without further ado, let's just get into the unboxing. Let's see if this Deer is drunk or if it's not drunk. You're gonna find out what I mean by that later. So anyway, in the box, I've opened it up already. You get this nice little chart on a bit of cardboard, tells you all the little shortcuts for the keyboard, how to restore it, lighting, and so forth. It's very, very self-explanatory. You can see it there quickly. You just go for it. And then you got, let me spin it around. Oh, yeah. It just shows you the keys. We don't really want to see that. It's not very important at the moment. So let's just get into the quick unboxing. You get extra keys. You got the OPT, you got the CMD, and you've got a Alt key, extra Alt key. So it might help if I put the keyboard right around. I'll look better as well. So in the packet, apart from the keycaps, you do get just a keycap puller without the switch puller. But you don't really need a switch puller because from what I know, these switches, the Hall Effect ones by Reshkesh or something like that, name of the company. They make the Hall Effect sensor. The sensor is placed in a different way to the other sensors, and you can't swap these out and change them for any other switches because they apparently are supposed to be calibrated for this keyboard. But anyway, so you get a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable in the box. And then that's all about you get what you get in the box. You got a nice plastic cover there. So the keyboard. Right. Let me unplug this one, which I normally use. Custom keyboard there. Let's plug it in quickly. So about this keyboard. Right, let's have a look at it. It's quite sturdy. Let's have a look at the flex first. As you can see, it does kind of flex. Minimum, quite solid. It's all made of plastic. Keycaps are ABS, not PBT. You've got a stand on one level only at the bottom. It looks like there's a keycap, no, not a keycap, a placement there for looks like a dongle, like a wireless dongle, but it's not wireless, it's only wired. Right, so I'm gonna address a few elephants in the room after I get past all the basics. This is on game mode at the moment, actually. Sorry, turbo mode. So I'm just going to quickly pair it out with my computer and just turn that off so you guys can see the lighting. There you go. The lighting is very, very good in the keyboard, right? It looks really nice. I mean, you got very easy to operate. You just press the function 2 button. The function 1 button doesn't really do much unless you want to reboot the keyboard like a factory default. But so to operate the lighting, all you do is press a function and then you just go through its paces. Let me just put it in the highest level. So yeah, as you can see, you go through all the different line effects. As you can see, I'm just going to quickly go through them. I don't want to mess about too much with this. Oh, it's disconnected and reconnected. Don't know what's going on. Right, anyway, so it's gone crazy. Right, let me just go for the rest of the keys. Here you go, it's all right now. I just had to turn off the software. Here you go, that's that effect. You got some more effects there, extra effects there. Wait, what is it doing? Yeah, these are all the effects. I'm just going to quickly flick through them, like I said, before it goes crazy again. So when I press the window W, okay. So the reason why it's going a bit crazy is, I'll tell you in a minute why it was going crazy. Because I'm just trying to show you guys the keys, but, sorry, the colors of the effects and stuff. I think that's enough, look, we've seen the effects, right? So you got Windows, to put it in Windows mode, you press function and W, which is what I found out later because my keys were all messed up. the window key didn't work, the F1 keys didn't work, they were doing something random because it was a Mac mode. When you press M, there you go, that's in Mac mode now. But we don't want that. We want Windows mode. That's what we want, right? So now that we got Windows mode on, so let's check out the keys. To be honest with you, it's a really nice keyboard, right? The keys actually feel very, very smooth, and basically they're very, very smooth compared to the other keyboards I had in the past. Like, they are linear, Hall effect sensors, and to be honest with you, they feel really, really smooth and good to type on. Got a good feel about them. They're just super, super buttery smooth. Well, here's the space bar, a bit rattly. There's no ping. I didn't hear no pinging that other people have been saying. Like, there's a pinging effect for the. Wait a second, guys. Yeah, there was a pinging effect that the keys make. My one doesn't have that. But I think these have all been factory lubed, and the stabilizers as well been factory lubed. This feels quite stiff to move around, the volume knob, but you can push it down to pause YouTube and start YouTube. Apart from that, that's all I really want to say. But now we're going to go into the problem with this keyboard. Now, if you look at my mouse mat, you see all these white marks, right, everywhere. So if you've got a black mouse pad, look, all these marks everywhere. Not very, very good indeed. That's because at the bottom of the keyboard, you've got these white feet which leave marks on your mouse mat. So you're going to constantly have to keep cleaning, you know? It's not good. Not a good sign at all. So that's one thing. And I want to address that other elephant in the room before I talk about anything else. Is basically, I've firmware updated the keyboard. It's totally firmware updated, and there is an issue. And the issue is, from what I've been reading, is what I found out first, and I started reading about it afterwards, was if you're playing a game or whatever you're doing, some of the keys will, mainly in gaming, you'll notice it. When you're moving about, it will just, like, say if you're just going right on the D key, it will stop. And no matter what you do, it won't. There's nothing you can do unless you let go and push it again. Then it will register again, so your character will stop. That could potentially get you killed in a gunfight when you're playing a game or whatever you're doing. Or it's going to be really annoying. So I've got the very latest firmware. They still haven't addressed that issue, which they should, because that's really important. I mean, it happens often enough that by the time you finish one game, you'll notice it happened quite a few times in that one game, which is not good at all. Very, very bad. So now I'm going to quickly touch on the software. So let me get the software up. DrunkDeer, where are you? Oh dear. Okay, DrunkDeer software. So how you pair up, let me just get in a bit closer to that. So just adjust. Guys, sorry about this. I'm just going to do it from my computer. I ain't going to make a computer-made one, so it's just going to be for the video. So you connect your keyboard, and it comes up on the corner. You click on that, and then you click on connect, and it comes up. That's your keyboard. Look at the font's massive. So in order for you to get it right, you got to do this. You got to resize it a little bit, and then it's quite weird. I'll make it half the screen, so it's a bit easier for me to show you guys. Wait a sec. Oh God, that's not good. Camera skills are bad. I know. What can I do? I mean, really wanted to like the keyboard, but that issue with the keys not registering, that's not good enough. And if it's been happening for a few months, that's definitely not good enough. So I've tried every setting. I've turned off turbo mode, turned off rapid trigger, turned them all on, change the keystrokes to different settings, but it still persists. But if you still want to get the keyboard, look, you can make a few it starts with a basic profile, which is profile 1. I've made an extra on gaming. So you can click on all of them if you wanted to have all the keys set to a certain way, meaning your actuation point. So the actuation point basically means, so like if I switch this on, so the actuation point will register at 0.6 millimeters, which I've set it on now. But the actual whole actuation range is from 0.2 millimeters all the way down to 3.8 millimeters, which is quite a big range. But I know Wooting goes to 1, this just goes to 2. I don't think you're going to notice the difference. So if I was to Like it registers just by a slightest touch. So you can adjust that, and then you can adjust set the sensitivity of the downstroke on there, but you have to put rapid trigger on for that. So you can do it from 0.1 all the way up to 3.6 millimeters, and the same thing for the upstroke. Normally, if you want if you want a quicker response on games like Valorant, you probably want this on 0.2, and then you can have this anywhere from, if you want it super sensitive and your hands are not heavy and your keys are not going to accidentally register, you can put it at 0.2. But if you got heavy hands, and you might want to just put that to 0.5 or anything in between, or maybe up to anything from 1.0 to 0.2. You'll have to experiment. Everybody's hands are different. Your weight of your hands, how you put your hands on the keyboard. So you're gonna have to mess about with that and find out what you want. So also on top of everything else, you've got a turbo mode, which cuts out all the RGB and everything, all the processing on the keyboard, so you get the fastest latency possible. I've tried it. I didn't really notice much of a difference, to be honest. If any, I didn't notice anything, but it's there. But one drawback with this, when you put it on, so wait, let me show you. So the keyboard's going through its RGB colors, right? This is nothing I don't really like. Let me just go back a bit. So let's just say there we go, nice RGB going through, right? So let me show you guys. You got nice RGB going through. When you put turbo mode on, there's only one color, blue, horrible blue. I don't like that for the eyes, so it just stays on that. You can't change the color. It's just nasty blue. Well, naughty blue if you want to call it, but I call it nasty blue. So what you can do, if you hold down function, you can just turn off the backline if it bothers you, or you can turn it lower. But to be honest with you, I don't really like it. You probably might just want to have turbo mode off because I don't think it makes too much of a difference. I ain't got equipment to test it, so I can't really tell you what a difference it makes. So, but what you can do, let me go back quickly to the keyboard and what you can do with the buttons. So you got all the buttons there, as you can see. And what you can do, so imagine you want to do WASD. So you can just you click on WASD, these keys here, right? And you want to set it, just let's say we're going to set it to 0.5 for the actuation point, and then we want to set it to the downstroke to 0.2, right, which we've done already. So as you can see, it tells you it's on 0.5, 2 and 2 at the moment. What it's on now, but to save it to the keyboard, you have to press save to the keyboard, otherwise it won't apply. You have to do that. Let's just see if it's worked. So if we go to all, it did work just for them keys because the rest of the keys are 0.9. So for instance, if you wanted to do a separate key, you clear all of them. That doesn't mean it clears all the values you put in. It just means you're clearing the keys that you want to change. So when you want to change something like a space bar, let's just say space bar, you can just individually set that value to whatever you want. Let's just set it to, just say 1.5, and then put it a bit more on this, on the downstroke and upstroke and the downstroke. And then you just save the keyboard, and that should be saved now. If you look at all of them, now you can see 1.5, and then for WASD it's 0.5, and the rest are 0.9, and with 0.2 for the down and upstroke. And that's how you set it. It's very easy. You can make your profile. But now, oh yeah, I was going to touch on one more thing which I found out. So there is a little bit of a dead zone problem. I'm going to show you. The thing is, right, you can't see the dead zone problem. So if I push the key down, right, okay, let me track the key actually. Wait. So if I click on this, so let's go for just say a C, S key. The S, like if you can see it going down, right? So that's me bottoming out apparently on the key, but I still got a little bit of play underneath that. So if you can hear that, it's not moving much, but there's a little bit of a dead zone at the bottom. Which is, well, let me move. Okay, I'll show you. It's not much, it's about maybe a millimeter or so, but it is a dead zone there. Let me just try on the C key, might be easier for me, or V. Can you hear that clacking? It's bottom out, but the dead zone, there is a dead zone at the bottom of every key. They're all the same. And you can see that one, G. It's not moving. If you can see the red, if it goes up, that means that it's going back up. So it's past the point of the dead zone, right? But I can make it clack and let you hear that there's a dead zone there by a few millimeters. So whether that's going to make a difference to how the keyboard performs, I don't know. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that there is a dead zone there. Yeah, so that was the performance mode of the keyboard, to change the setting of it, each switch, how you want it, turbo mode, yada yada. And then you also got a color mode. So you can just change the, wait, let me show you. It's hard to show you the keyboard at the same time, but you can change the color, the brightness level from the software as well on the web-based, and you can change the speed of the color as well. And you just got, it's not got that many presets, so it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. About 17 preset, but I don't think you can't even individually change any of the colors from what I can gather. It's just the presets, that's all you get. You can't do anything else but use the presets. So that's all you get for the color wise. And you can remap the keys as well. So you can do your own keys. You can change a key, like say B key to, I don't know. Well, actually, let me just go, say imagine a key like this, or if you've got, say, American layout keyboard, like this is American layout, and you want to change, say, something like, let me think what you can do. So you can change pretty much, well, a lot of keys to where you want them. So you can change other keys. You can make the function key, you can put it somewhere else. You can put, say, the delete key, you can put that somewhere else. So it's quite easy. You click on it and then you choose the key that you want and it will change. Right? Very easy. Or you can put a function, if you want to put, default, say if you want to put a function key, wait, you can put, actually if you want a function key, you can put it, let's have a look. You can put it anywhere you want. You can make these all function keys here. That's it. Or function 2 keys, you can put them where you want. So you can change the keys around, or you can just have it default. You can change the default keys around. You can put, if you want to put F2 there, you can put F2 there, and so forth. So you get the point, guys. So if you want to change a brightness key, you can have them put them somewhere else if you want, because they're not there at the moment. You can use them with a function key, and that's pretty much it. That's all the software does. So you got color, performance, and remap, and that's all you got. I mean, I picked this up from Amazon, this keyboard, for about £105, which is a good price, and it's probably one of the cheapest Hall Effect keyboards out there. But to be honest with you, I can't recommend it for myself because of the problems, but your mileage may vary. Maybe they'll fix these problems with a firmware update in the future, which is quite easy to do. You know, you can just get the firmware. I'll show you how it's done. So to get the firmware, which I should have touched on earlier rather than go back and forward, but it is what it is. So you go to the top, click on get firmware, and it tells you, there you go, and you just click on there straight from the keyboard thing. And there used to be an app for this keyboard we used to install on Windows. There's no longer an app. So how you use it is by only web. It's all web-based now. So that's the only way you can use it. Adjust the keys and stuff. There's no more app because it will mess up your keyboard, apparently, for what they're saying here. So you can download the firmware from here, update it, it's very easy, and then adjust all your key settings that you need to from web. But you have to be online. That's the only problem. I mean, it is what it is. So that, anyway, this is a DrunkDeer, and it's a little bit drunk at the moment. Hopefully they can fix the issues and it'll stop being drunk, but I doubt it because it is DrunkDeer. So at the moment it's I don't know, maybe in the future when they fix the problem it could be good. But so comparing this to Wooting, what I'm going to say before I leave, yeah, Wooting has also got analog switches, well, they're magnetic switches, but they've got analog input. So meaning that if you're playing a driving game, or if you want to move your character, say if you're playing a single player story mode game and you want to move your character slowly, because sometimes it's one speed and you're moving faster than the rest of the characters. So if you just press it a little bit, you can make your character move a little bit you can adjust the speed rate of the way the character moves by pressing the keys a little bit, but this doesn't have it. Wooting has it. Whether DrunkDeer are going to implement this in this keyboard, I don't know. Probably not. It's probably a lot of program that goes into that. But Wooting have only got that. This keyboard doesn't. This probably just benefit players like CSGO, any kind of FPS, Valorant mainly. But yeah, it's a good keyboard, which is good, but it's got problems. Personally, I will be unfortunately returning the keyboard. Didn't want to return it, but because of them issues, it's a no-go for me. So don't forget, guys, if you want to see more content, hit the subscribe button in the bottom corner there and leave a thumbs up and let me know what you guys think. See if you tell me if you guys have got these problems. I've been interested to know. Not sure.